Do you want to know how to win more games in World of Tanks Blitz while you're playing in Platoon? Do you want to know how to be really successful and do lots of damage with your mates in the game? Stay tuned for today's video as I'm going to show you 3 games to be really successful in Platoon play. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, Tankers of Blitz Universe, to the channel. My name is Martindogger and today I'm going to share you 3 secrets for great Platoon gameplay in World of Tanks Blitz. If you are new to the game or new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications and you will never miss an update again. Because I've got my channel jam-packed full of guides, tutorials, basic Blitz series, all slightly noob-free fashion, but well worth checking out. Like I said, today 3 games in Platoon, 3 games in tier 10, and well, they're actually pretty good. And what I tried to get from this to show you is 3 key things that you should take a look at before you start playing Platoons, because it's easy to make a Platoon in Blitz. Just invite someone, they press accept, and then you'll have a Platoon sorted, but it is less easy to really make it work. So the first thing you have to do is this: big tanks that complement each other. What do I mean by that? I often see platoons in tiers 8, 9 or 10 with tanks that don't really work well together. For example, people have the Japan's E100, a very slow, well-armored tank destroyer, and they couple that to a Batjet. And then they just start to play, and then the Batjet buggers off. He's going to spot because he's a light tank after all, and the Jagdpanzer is thinking, right, I'm a slow German well-armored tank and I need to sit in a built-up area and I have to push the C-cap on for the spare, for example, and then the Batjet is on one flank and then the Jagdpanzer is on another flank, and they just don't work together. It may seem that I'm not working together here either with Assets Burn, my platoon mate in the FE215B 183 Death Star. But you can also see, as soon as that Death Star drops, I decide to break off the attack. I've called in help from Vlad, from Assets Burn, because he has a very big derpy gun. I have a laser beam. And I'm ignoring the Jagdtiger. I'm also ignoring at the moment the pattern, because I knew he was coming for me. I wanted to get the Death Star between me and the pattern. And you can see that Vlad really softened that pattern up. I'm taking a bit of a beating here really from the pattern, and I wouldn't have wanted that really. But we needed to clear this flank. And what I'm doing here is using the mobility of the Leopard, the gun of the Leopard, the good TPM of the Leopard, with that awesome hitting power of the FE215B 183 Death Star. If you want to know how to play that one properly, please take a look at our recent video, because that has 2 ace games in it and it really shows how to play the FE215B 83 Death Star effectively. And what you can do with it is really splash people, because you have hash, which is a high explosive sort of ammunition. And what I'm doing here, I'm baiting this E100 into me. I'm constantly asking Assets, are you okay, mate? Are you reloaded? He was. He sure was. Oh, that E100 was thinking, oh look, that is a Leopard with only 632 health. I can really shoot him up the arse, and then he's gone and we're gonna win on supremacy. No mate, bad move. You have 2 caps sorted, but you have only 1 tank left at the moment. And I'm pushing beyond the B cap, and I'm going to shoot at SCB, and then we've won. So what we did on this game really was play the tanks in a fashion that complemented each other's strengths. I have the strength of mobility and good TPM, and Assets Burn has the strength of really big damage numbers. So that meant we did nearly 8k damage combined. And if you can do 8k combined damage and then have the rest of the team sort of work around you, well, that's going to be work out just fine. And what we're going to do here, we are on Desert Sands, as you can see. I'm in the T62A. Team is calling C. We had no idea at that time. We both had chat turned off. I turned on the chat because I met some people later on in the evening, and apparently the chat gets recorded And as soon as you start playing the replays and having the chat turned off, turned on again, then it shows what people are saying. Right. You can see what I'm doing here as well. I'm not isolating myself. That's what you have to do. You have to focus fire. I could have gone towards the airplane, but I decided not to do that because Red had 3 medium tanks. We have 2 big tank destroyers, which need some time to get up on the railroad. And I know from experience that if I'm at the airplane, there's no way the tank destroyers can support me. You can also see that Leopard pushed in too quickly, and the Red FV4202 and the WZ121 actually make a really good job at taking him out. So I'm buggering off. I'm resetting my camo, resetting my position, and there's a full FT62 still here, and then a Death Star who had just fired, so I'm pushing aggressively. I want to keep those 2 mediums away from my platoon mate. I'm focusing on the FV, take a shot from him, bounce one from the WZ121, and I'm going to start work on the WZ121, and I have to push for a bit. I can't keep driving backwards because Assets is in the FV, and he's getting pushed by an E50. I can take out the WZ121 here for the last 66 health. And then we can start working on this E50. And he knows it. He knows he's toast. Because the key to this little bit is focusing your fire. And I do realize that's easier said than done. It's not always possible to keep 2 guns on the same target, because if... Well, you can all think of situations where if you would turn around or have to expose to get a shot in on the same tank as your platoon mate, you might get hammered for it because there's a Death Star looking. Or a grill, or 268, or a medium with a really good rate of fire, or even a Batchet or any other auto-loading tank. And if that happens, then you'll be in a world of trouble. Because focusing fire can be something that is tempting to do, really. And you know what I mean by that. You're looking at a target, looking at that mouth, think, oh, let's just rush in, go in there, bounce one on his front, annoying. But I could have called a target, just rush in, try to take it out, and then have Assets move in as well, trying to take it out. And it's not the best thing to do. I take stupid damage here from that IS-4. I hit my adrenaline and get a, well, a lovely roll, quite a low roll actually, 257. Would have needed a high roll on that IS-4. But you can also see that I get waxed now by the FV. But my platoon mate, Assets in the FV, splashes the mouse, and we did focus fire effective enough. And Assets manages to get behind the building just in time for the E100 to miss. I was telling him on voice, he fired, go push, go push, go push. And then I started thinking, the reload on the FV is longer than on the E100. So that means by the time Assets would be able to come around the corner, that E100 would have been reloaded. And yeah, there's no way, there's no way a Death Star is going to bounce that shot from an E100, because an E100 would just have to shoot HE and then the Death Star would be gone. But the E100 is a 126 as well. The Death Star has got a hash round loaded, and that means that they can both just splash each other. So it's going to be a slow end for this. It's going to be cat and mouse, and that maybe a 4th little secret really. Try to get on VoiceTune, try to use something like Discord or TeamSpeak if you're still using that, or maybe even Skype, or I don't know, WhatsApp Messenger or anything like that. Try to coordinate your actions as much as possible. And if you are not in a platoon, but if you are just in a random battle with people you have never met before, even in those circumstances it is possible to play in a platoon-like fashion. If you want to have some good examples, look at my recent teammates video. There's a link in the description below. Or take a look at the recently released Batchet Mastery Guide. That Mastery game was one where I managed to sort of make a makeshift platoon just on the spot with an E50M, and we did 10k damage combined, and that was just proper platoon gameplay while not being in a platoon. In the meantime, Assets is still moving backwards, trying to get shots off. We were thinking, right, will that E100 cap? Will he poke on the right side of the houses, rolling towards our spawn one? But no, there he is. You can see they are both spotted, so as he's moving forward to be able to dodge his shot, E100 is dropping off the radar. And now we're going to set up and then hope and pray the E100 will push. He dropped off, he's not pushing, he's not pushing. Stay there, line up the shot, and done. Lovely stuff. And then you can see 4k damage from me with just 400 blocked. That wasn't the best game in terms of getting shots blocked. But 4k damage, first class, top gun, and a crucial contribution. And 4.1 again in the FV. That means another 8k damage game where we kind of carried the team. In terms of damage caused with the assistance, that wasn't good. It's just a little bit of spotting damage done. But we played well together. We called the right targets and we tried to focus fire as much as possible. And on that first thing, that's what the third secret really is. Call your targets. Keep your platoon mate, even if you're not on voice, or maybe especially if you're not on voice, keep your platoon mate up to speed with what you will be doing. You can see I pressed that marker on the minimap. I'm going to sector 4. My platoon mate Vlad is coming along as well. Yeah, sorry, Corsula King, I had my chat turned off, so I had no idea you were talking to me. But I'm going to push here. And I've taken a look at the lineup. There's 3 heavies on the reds, there's 2 tank destroyers on the reds, there's 2 mediums on the reds. I can see a medium of ours crossing that overwatching area where people can just drive down into the frozen lake. And there's a little bit of gut feeling coming, and I was already thinking there's no one down here. There's no one down here. There's something you just get from intuition, really. You can see I spot that 121B up. Put a shot into him, keep my front plate angled, he's going to shoot my gun, there it is. That means I have a broken gun now, or a damaged gun. I block 350, miss a shot on him. But we can start to do some work on the 121B, no, not available. But you can also see reds are pushing. And I know now where my fellow platoon mate is, as it is behind me. Going to get a very cheeky shot on the IS-4 because I notice he is going forward. There is with a broken gun on that range. Lovely. But it's still hit. And at the moment I'm just interested in doing damage. I'm going to call the targets. I'm going to shoot that 121B again. In the butt up the arse. No possibility to shoot him with HE. PTA takes out our IS-7, which is annoying. I can get another shot into that PTA. HE doesn't do the job, but AP with a fire does, and it means I have now 1 kill and 2k damage sorted. Yes, Mr. IS-4, nice help, but he was sitting at the back really. And here is, I'm calling the target, Jagdpanzer E100. I'm shooting him again through the lower plate. No need for AP shell or heat or whatever, or Premo, just plain old-fashioned AP. Trying to go for a track shot, that one misses. Got to put another shot in. Yes, there is just about connect. Thank you very much. I'm calling again. I'm shooting the Jagdpanzer. I'm hoping that the, what is it, WZ-120 is able to do something about him. I want to kill that IS-4 now, or at least wear him down, trying to protect our Jagdpanzer even though not possible. Can I catch a shot for him? No, not possible. IS-4 takes him out. Right, I can put one on into you. No, doesn't. Right, I'm attacking this IS-4 then. Can I shoot you now? Yes, I can through the front plate, and I'm going to get a bit lucky here because I bounce 1 and 2. Lovely. And then I'm going to attack this IS-4. I was on voice. This is the IS-4 I'm going for. Vlad takes him out. Lovely stuff, mate. Brilliant job. And that means I'm pushing past the IS-4 now. Shot on the butt by the E75. E3, there we go. And I'm off. I'm on towards the Jagdpanzer E100. No, not the one. I'm going to the 121B. But now it's just Vlad and me really who can have to start work on the team. And the 121B is panicking because he realizes I'm rushing in. And upon rewatching the video, I'm actually thinking, right, I'm not really calling the targets a lot, except for now at the moment. And which is actually stupid because there's no one that can take advantage of that. But I have noticed and learned that if you do that, call the targets constantly, you're keeping your teammates informed as well. You're telling your teammates, right, I'm going to shoot the IS-4 or the E-75 or any other tank. And if you can do that, keep your teammates informed, they can act accordingly. And it kind of does something to the mind of people when they see an Object 140 or a Death Star or any big tank rolling in and getting up front and getting stuck in. Especially if you are in any way, shape or form maybe slightly well known. But people seem to look at you and they start thinking, right, he is going in. That's martindogger. I've had it before when people said, oh, you're the guy from YouTube. And I think, yes, I'm the guy from YouTube. But sometimes people look at the lineup and they see me, or they see Medzi or Amonit or Bushka or Skate, and they think, right, we've got that one on our team and we can't lose. It's just hopelessly optimistic. You can lose with me on the team. There's no problem in doing that. I'm only slightly no free. But what I wanted to say is that if you call the targets and if people know you are a, well, capable player and they see you rolling in, then they are more likely to be inclined to help you out. If you call a target and you are going in, they probably won't sit at the back. I mean, if you stay at the back, they will stay at the back for sure. Nobody likes to get stuck in first, going guns blazing and got shot as the first target that the Reds will have to face or will face. So if you are able to help the team by just going in, by all means do so. Get stuck in, lead your team up front and make sure that they can feast off your hit points, that they can feast off of your actions really. Because if you stay at the back and nobody's spotting, you won't have targets, nor will your team have targets. So that's what you have to do in the game really. And this game got us an ace, had to do some big work. You can see it there, 6k for me, 4.8 for Vlad. Really jolly good game. I did call it the right targets, had to do some carrying in the end, but yeah, lovely Platoon gameplay, and I wanted to show you this one. So let's wrap it up. Quick summary. What you have to do in great Platoon gameplay, you have to use tanks that complement each other. That works best. Shoot the same targets as much as possible, and if you call the targets using your quick marker in the quick chat, then your teammates know what you will be doing as well. And if you can get 2, 3, maybe even 4 guns to bear on one target, no tank is going to survive. So I hope you liked the video. Catch you all on the next one. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. My name is martindogger. Cheers. Bye bye.